go like this for me. And you put it right in that little crease between her cheekbone and the under. You don't want to get right there because that will give you that line of orange where your neck doesn't match everything else. So you're gonna make a really nice, just darker than the rest of you, which kind of makes your cheekbones look higher and more defined. Can you turn it for me? Do it again.
Wait, I want to watch that.
Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So
When she used Hoola, it's by Benefit. It's one of the best ones just because it matches the most amount of people.
it's not too dark. It's not too light. It comes in different colors, but you can. This is my favorite. It's also a matte one. Some people use sparkly bronzers, but I use that more as like a highlight. This is one of those, and the sparkles do catch on stage, which look really nice. So I always put that just a little bit higher than the rest of her contour, just to give her some sparkle on stage, because it really just shows and shines. And that's that. And then blush. I know a lot of you are like, my face gets red when I compete, but the blush is there. You need to have it just because it makes you look like you're alive. Because if you have just dark makeup on or just pale makeup on, you're gonna look like a statue, and it's not gonna look good.
With that said, blush for me is very, very, very important. It takes a white face and changes it and has color. It should look like a shelf. It is gonna look crazy, but it should look like there is a definite line, because from far away, you've got to stick out. Bigger is better, because from far away, it has to be stage makeup.
Huh? Oh, yeah. And you definitely, when you put this on, want to like suck in your cheeks like a fish. You will feel funny, but it's what you do. It's that it just gives you that line to where you can follow it and not guess. So you put that. So we have that line right there. That's gonna go just a little bit higher on her cheekbone, along with that more sparkly thing, because it just makes you look like you're alive and not just dead. And again, I'm using the same brush for all of this just because you don't need 5,000 different brushes to be able to do your face makeup. And I'm doing it harder on her and more intense just because the stage lights wash you out. You already have all your stuff on. I'm gonna start with your eyes now. So,
Go team.
I'm using the Tiger Blue loose powder that you guys can get in the packets. I use these all year, and I even use those nasty little brushes that came with it, just because, I mean, you can make it work. What's the good thing about these, like this primer is really sticky, which helps with the glitter. It makes the glitter really stick on. So a lot of people don't like the primer. I did. Can you close? And then you put it all over your eye, all the way up to your brow bone. I'm using my finger just because it's easier to put on. You put it all over your eyelid. And I even put some right here because you're gonna have a highlight there later. And you wanna keep it in the corner of your eye just a little bit so it will keep that highlight on. And I'm only gonna do one eye right now, so it's fine.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna start out with the silver Tiger Blue loose powder. And I'm gonna use this one. So this is a really basic brush. There's one side that's just a regular, just kind of like oval shape, if you guys want to see, so you can tell your parents. And then there's one side that's more of a blending kind of angled brush. These are really basic. You can get those like anywhere, Sephora, Ulta, Walgreens, either one. And I'm gonna use just the regular oval one just to kind of pat it on her. And you want your glitter fall out, just blow it away.
And never wipe, blow. Never wipe. It will leave streaks all over your face. Make sure you blow the makeup off. It will ruin your face.
And you're just gonna really make that pretty defined throughout. And that's what's gonna give you the not clown look, because the blue just kind of all over does not look good. So you're using the silver on most of your eye. You're gonna bring it out. Sorry if that's scaring you.
No, it's fine.
Okay. But I'm gonna bring that towards a little bit like 3/4 of her eyelid, just because you're gonna make it like a smoky eye kind of with the blues. And you don't go all the way to her brow bone with this. You want it to be, you want to have a little bit of space for your highlight near her brow bone. And then I'm going to get the light blue. And I'm going to use that same brush, just kind of get it off on your hand. And put a little bit, not all the way to the end of her eye, but more in the middle. See, this powder goes everywhere.
That's all right.
And at first it's gonna be like a line. And this is where you run in to one of these techniques that you're gonna need. Blending is your best friend.
Yep.
You do not wanna have 3 different chunks of color on your eye. It does not look good. So you apply and it's gonna be kind of like a line at first, and then you just kind of keep blending it. I use a different brush because you don't wanna just keep moving in with the same colors. But I'm telling you, I took so much time on my makeup just because it is so important to me for competitions. But blending will become your best friend with this stuff because it makes it look really nice. So you just keep blending that. You can make that as intense as you want, but I don't like going too hard because you still have a darker blue to go with. And after that's all blended, it should look like it fades into it. It's like an ombre kind of thing. You don't want it to be really chunky.
You can always add, you can't take away.
Yeah. And to take away, it just, you have to start over. And it's horrible. You don't want to do that. Less is always more. And then you take your darker blue and you're just making that, whoop, well, that fell. Oh, thanks, hon. You're making this one, that light blue is kind of more in a line. Now this dark blue is gonna go more like a crescent. It's gonna make the circle of her eye. And one of the most important things is, I know everyone likes cat eyes where the line's really harsh. It just doesn't look as good. Your eyes look smaller, especially if you already have small eyes. You want your eyes to look as big as they can on stage. So making it that crescent really makes your eye look more round and really define that. So you, this dark is pretty intense, but if you blend away, it will start to become less. Sorry.
You're fine.
I just keep scaring you. And you blend that into that light blue like nobody's business since it is so dark. And again,
So you put it right on top and then you push back for the blend?
you put it right next to it, and when you're blending into the other colors. You never want to put it right on top because it's harder to move it off of the new color instead of bringing it on to the old color. So you're putting it right next to it and blending it into that lighter blue. And again, you don't want that harsh line, so you're gonna even blend outside because you don't want a harsh line. It just doesn't look as good. And again, if you don't feel like you have, if you don't feel like you have enough light blue, you can always put on more, but less is more with this eye just because you will look like you will have a black eye if you have that. So the eyeshadow portion, that's about it. I'm gonna blend this a little bit more. With the light blues into the dark, it's more like a smoky eye. If you ever see those on like commercials, which I know there's a ton of them for like CoverGirl and all that stuff, you bring the lightest from the inside and you bring the dark out. And yeah, so that's that. I'm gonna do the eyeliner now, which, oh wait, I have to do highlight. Don't forget highlighting. Ah! Thanks, hon. I'm gonna use a more condensed brush for this, just because I have it, but I could use the other stuff. I use my finger sometimes. I'm using this really iridescent color from a Kat Von D palette.
It's like a yellowy.
Yeah, I think it's called Heavens. But you can find highlight anywhere. You can go to Walgreens, get a really like white-ish color. This one I just like because whatever color you put next to it, it kind of shines off that color. So it's shining off kind of more blue, makes it look good with the blue eye. So you're gonna put that all over her brow, like right next to her brow bone. And again, we're gonna have to blend with this as well because it's just gonna look like a streak. But you put that all near her brow bone. And you blend. Sorry, I'm sure. You're good, girl.
Short problems.
Short problems, literally. And this is a hard part just because it is hard to get those dark colors into your lightest color. But if you work it enough, it will go. You just don't want to have a harsh line in between your two colors. There you go. And again, you can always go back with more. And I'm also gonna put that right in the middle of her, like right here, near her waterline, right in the corner, because it makes your eyes look bigger. Close a little. I don't want to get it in your eye.
Hush.
And again, you just kind of blend that over into the eyeshadow and a little bit under. And so that's the eyeshadow section. And okay, eyeliner. I always do cat eyes because, again, if you don't put the cat eye, if you don't put that wing, it's going to make your eyes look smaller. If you can't do it, I'd just say just put the eyeliner on, because if you don't feel like you can do it enough, like to where you think it looks presentable for competition, just do that. Get some fake eyelashes, your eyes will look big, it'll be fine. But I always like doing cat eyes because it just makes, it finishes really in the thing.
And if you have a hard time doing the line, you can always take a business card. I'm being serious. Take a business card
or tape
and put it right there, kind of like painter's tape, and you just help it draw the line.
And are you using a liquid or a pencil eyeliner?
I'm using liquid.
Liquid eyeliner.
Liquid has a more defined line. Pencil, it's hard. It looks more like a smudgy, and everything on stage gets washed out. So you need to have those defined lines for it to look put together.
You want the high pigment. Anything with high pigment, that's what you want.
I'm using Kat Von D's tattoo liner in Trooper. It's pretty durable. I mean, I use this stuff every day just because I love it, and it has a nice fine tip to it already. I'm gonna pull your eye. Yeah, I'm gonna pull your eye a little bit.
So pull the eye tight.
Yeah, pull the eye tight so you get a straight line. And I always put it on the lash line first, and then you start doing your wing. So I'm putting it on her lash line and having her open her eye when I'm done, so I can see how it looks. Open for me. And then getting it in the corner of your eye is the most awkward part to people when you're doing it on others. You're gonna have your eye open a little bit just so you can really get in there and finish it. So I'm sorry if this is weird. Look that way for me so I can get it towards in here. There we go. So that brings it towards the center of her eye so it finishes it so it doesn't look like she's just continuing. You can close now. And the easiest way to do cat eyes if you're not gonna use tape is you draw your line coming up from your bottom lash line first, and then you draw a straight line from the rest of your eyeliner. You'd feel like a straight line wouldn't look right, but when you open your eye, your eyelid automatically makes that dip. So I'm going to open your eye for me, make it a line, close for me, and draw a straight line from that. And fill in. And that's your eyeliner. Open for me. Nice and sassy.
Yay.
Okay. And so after you do your eyeliner, I do everything before. Lashes are always my last thing to do. So I'm gonna go to her eyebrows. Here's the thing, I know a lot of people have, like some people have really defined eyebrows, really dark hair. I do too. But if you have all this eyeshadow on and these fake eyelashes and this eyeliner, your eyebrows eventually, they get washed out. You don't see them as well. So I fill in my eyebrows. They were dark. It was just, but on stage, you could see my eyebrows. Some people, when under those lights, you just can't see them. And it's definitely one of those things that really make your face, like it really frames your face. So you want to have some eyebrows. So I'm going to fill in her eyebrows. This needs to go up a little bit more. I'm using a pencil from Anastasia, or Anastasia, however you want to say it. Sorry, I'm short. And you just kind of follow the hairline of your eyebrow. You follow that. I like to have an arch in my eyebrows. I don't know how you do it, but I'm gonna do it. Cool. And you just want to have, and you can put this on dark, but the thing is that's nice about doing it in pencil, you can always take a little eyebrow brush, like a spoolie. This is a spoolie, sorry. That brush, and it will it's kind of like, it looks like a mascara brush, but I use it for my eyebrows, and it can always take off more of your pencil. But if you don't use pencil and you use a gel, it's just harder to make it look. This is just the most natural way to do it. I just like using pencil, and you just brush it out so it looks like your real hair. And it just makes her eyebrows more defined. And then finally, lashes. I put my lashes on before I put my mascara on because it makes your eyelashes stick to the lashes.
You do not have to use fake eyelashes.
Yeah, this is not.
Just one of those things, bigger is better on stage. If you want to do it, more power to you.
Yeah, this is just something that, in case you wanted to. Which eye is this one? You can get lashes anywhere, but the lash glue I do prefer is Lash Grip. You get it at Walgreens as well. It's not watery. It's nice. But one of the main things about doing that is it comes out fast. So one of the main things about doing eyelashes and putting on fake eyelashes, you need to have a thin line of glue, and you want it to sit there for a minute and dry. If you try to put it on right away before you let it dry for a second, it's not gonna stick to your eye. It's gonna mess up your makeup. And a big thing about fake eyelashes is you wanna get them right next to your lash line. You do not want to have them on top of your eyeliner. It just doesn't look right. So I dry it off for a minute,
It needs to like be tacky almost, like before you put it on.
because then it will not stick, and then it'll move around and it's not gonna look nice. And again, these are not neat, like these aren't necessary. Like it's not a thing that you have to do. I have long eyelashes. I just always put them on because I liked how they looked. Sorry, this is the waiting game.
You're fine.
And then after you do that,
Do you want me to close or open?
close. You push them down right to, you have small eyes, so these are gonna be a little long for you. But you get them as close as you can to your natural lash line. Have someone help you if you can't see it, if you can't do it yourself. But you're gonna wait a little while before you can actually open. That was nice. That was nice. Open for me? Does that feel okay? Does it feel good? And so now she has fake eyelashes. Woo! And lastly, it's mascara. Just so, I always put mascara on your bottom. If you can't, you don't have to. But this just makes your eyelashes stick to the top of your fake eyelashes, or just stick to them, so you don't look like you have two sets of eyelashes. Like, it's, yeah. And you're just gonna blink for me. Blink. Blink. And I'm not gonna try to put it on your bottom because I don't want to do that to you. And she has fake eyelashes. And if you have fallout, I always take a powder brush. You don't want to wipe with your hand because it will smear it. It will be all glittery.
The loose makeup down below your eye.
Sorry. This is light, but I'm gonna.
They're all like fallout.
Yeah, sorry. Loose makeup under your eye, and you just kind of wipe it away.
So
But
you
if it
do it
doesn't-
with powder.
I do it with powder, but the blues are hard to get. I kind of have to blend it in, and sometimes I do have to take a Q-tip. And here's the thing that I'm also gonna say to you: Q-tips are your best friend if you mess up.
Yep.
You don't want to use a makeup wipe. It ends up taking off way more than you needed to take off to fix. It'll take off everything as well. Water, I don't want to, yeah, I'm gonna do this.
It's fine.
Just so I can show the blue. Because the blue will stick. So I just take a Q-tip with water, and you just kind of make it take off the extra blue. And then I put more concealer over it. I didn't bring your concealer, did I?
No, but it's okay.
It's fine. We'll make it work.
You
I'll
can use
use
whatever you have.
I'll use my light color, my pale color. Just to kind of get that darkness out, and then you put more concealer on. That is one of the bad things, a blue splitter. Oh wait, I have a dark powder. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
I brought one for you. I brought a dark powder for you. because I'm pale and I don't want to do that to you. And there we go. And so you should end up
Do you want
with
me
a
to
nice. You should end up with